Hello everyone, this is Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations. I'm on just a few minutes before 3 o'clock. I want to talk about what's going to happen today. We're going to do a pick 10. I'm going to share some things. And if you want to do just the pick 10, you might want to, if you're watching in the replay, you might want to just scroll past the thrift haul and the Hobby Lobby haul and that kind of stuff, or come back in a few minutes if you're here live. I am going to do pick 10 today because we did a pick 12 or dirty dozen last week. I thought this week we would do a pick 10, and I'm going to use my pick 10 journal. This was a journal I created with Lisa Conway last year. And we covered it with things, and then we did a pick 10 on top. So that's how this journal came about. I'll do a quick flip. This was one I did with Lisa. This one I did with Mary. This one was on my channel. And this was on my channel. And I put the, whose channel I was on, the date, the prompts used, that kind of stuff on the back of the pictures. You can see where I've oopsed here and put them on upside down. So if you're going to do the pick 10, I'll just let you know I'm doing mine in my journal. Now I'm going to set that aside. We'll do a quick flip on my comp book 2020. Most of you have seen this. This is a project I'm doing along with Dee Dee Willingham. So these pages, I think y'all have seen all of these. I do incorporate some of my drop cloth doodles. I will eventually do a slow flip. This is the one where I learned you cannot journal over the top of the those water-soluble crayons. You just can't do it. They get all crazy, you can see. So I know what it says there, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to save my water-soluble crayons to do things like these mushrooms. That was a stamp I carved. See, I made a little man there. And then I think we're getting close to where I had shown you guys last week. I didn't do a lot of pages this week. This one was fun to do, the mandalas. I think I did this one after I shared the others. And it's just some vegetables. And I had sprayed the pages. Dee Dee recommended that if you're worried about putting something down, just go through and do something random like make marks or sprays or do a glob of paint or anything to get something on the page so you can break that worry about putting something down onto your page. So that's why this butternut squash has a pink blush on his bum. Scott said my cucumbers looked really good. And then I did this one. And this is my lady from my drop paper. And I said, Mother knows best. And then this is just things about growing and finding ways to be happy. And, sometimes you have to let go of toxic relationships if you want to grow as a person and that kind of stuff. And that is the last page that I've done this week. I only did 2 pages this week. But I am gluing as I go along. I glue 2 pages together. So like there's 2 pages glued here. And this one I'll flip over, put glue, and then push this one over. You can see I've gone through and made, place marks, sprays, that kind of stuff. So I'll lose those marks, but that's okay. So that's my comp journal. I wanted to show Mary, I found a copy of that book that she's been using for Pattern Sourcebook, and I got mine for less than $5 on Amazon. Always look under where it gives the list price. If you look under that, they'll say copies that are used, and you can see this doesn't look like it's hardly ever been used. It has age on it. The paper is aged, but that does not affect the value of it to me. So yay. And there's a whole section on Roman marks that I'm going to make copies to give to my sister simply because she does Roman pottery. Her pottery is Roman period, and she fires it with a Roman in-ground kiln. And it's just something I wanted to share with her. This is because of the Great British Home Sewer. I went in search of a maxi dress pattern, but what I'm going to do is I bought the fabric to do this. I like the top of this dress, but I'm going to make it in this length with short sleeves. So I'm going to swap the V-neck top for the turtleneck kind of top here. So I'm going to just switch the tops. So I'll have a V-neck knee-length dress. And I'll show you the fabric I got to do that with next. So I guess I'll do Hobby Lobby haul because that's what mainly I went to Hobby Lobby for, was that. I'm seeing a shadow crossed over here. That's okay, I guess. We'll see. Kendra! How are you? Are you still in the hospital or are you home? Let me go back up here because I am missing people. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mina. Hi, Janet. Hi, Holly. Hi, Samantha. Hi, I said Mina. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Barb. Are you warmer now, Barb? It was a minus, what, 34 this morning up there by you? I think that's what I saw you posted. That looked cold. That's too cold. Hi, Brittany. Go through our hellos here really quick. Thank you, Janet, for the comment on my comp book. It was going to be a theme of growth, and it's kind of just going in all directions. And you know what? I don't care if I go down a rabbit hole with it. I'm having fun with it. I put in it whatever comes to my mind. I'm not worrying about my theme anymore. I'm just filling pages with fun stuff. A lot of it will have to do with nature simply because that's what I love, is nature and gardening and living and eating healthy and that kind of stuff. Hi, Mary. Hi, Carol. I'm almost through catching up with everybody. I am so tickled to see you, Kendra. I've been worried about you. Hi, Paint Girly. Oh, Paint Girly says she ordered the wrong book, but she just ordered that one. Hi, Joan Bell. Hi, Sherry. Sherry, I still have the doggy coat. I'm going to send it to you. I haven't been able to pull things together. Oh, okay. Kendra says she's waiting for a spot in rehab. All right, so I think I've caught up to everybody. So let's do my Hobby Lobby haul. I'm going to start with a fabric for this. Maybe. I got some, this is a interfacing, but it is fabric because they recommended that. And then I got this fabric. Isn't it pretty? And like I said, I'm making instead of a maxi dress, I'm making the shorter length, but with the V-neck and short sleeves. So I got that. And it said a 24-inch zipper, but the biggest I could get was 22. So I'll just sew up the seam some and go with it. So I got that and that. Let's see. I got some ballpoint needles because to sew knits, you have to use a ballpoint. A sharp needle will possibly give you runs and it'll catch and it'll just be a nightmare. So if you sew knits, use a ballpoint needle. Oh, and then it had called for some lace hem tape. So I just got white lace hem tape. It's going probably to stabilize seams in the shoulders and maybe at the hem. I don't know. So I just got that. And then the only other things I got were clearance items and a paper pad. So let me put my fabric and the pattern together back in the bag. But I've just gotten the urge to get back into sewing again and make myself a couple things. I'm going to set that aside. And I just picked up a Strathmore watercolor, the smaller pads. I'm thinking about doing watercolor paintings and frame them and give them to my siblings at Christmas. We'll see. And then this Brer Reese, it says it's a paint writer, and it was only 74 cents. So I got that, and it's gold. It was the last one on the peg, or I would have gotten more. Normal $2.99. So I thought that was a good deal. And then I got this for $5.74. Normally almost $23. It's all on lettering. And it gives you places to practice if you want to. I'll get a notebook to practice in. But I know Dee Dee does really pretty lettering, and she has about 1 million books on lettering. So I said, ooh, for $5.74, I'll get that and try to expand my script and my writing. So that was just for fun. Okay, Sherry, thank you. I'm going to send you some napkins too. Okay, Sherry? And Kendra, I haven't forgot you about the napkins. I've got a box set aside for you as well. Oh, hey, Gail. Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's what I got at Hobby Lobby. I want to share what I got at Goodwill, and then we'll do our pick 10, okay? And we're going to do a journal page today. Of course, you can do whatever you want. Yesterday, Scott and I went to Goodwill, and I spent a whopping $5. Woohoo! This is a Victorian wind chime for $1.89 at Goodwill. And then I got my senior citizens discount. And it was all in here. Hi, Terry. Just sharing what I picked up thrifting yesterday. I might do videos of my sewing. I'm not going to do them live because to do them live, I would have to have every step pre-planned. And I think I'm just going to film each step and then do a compilation of how I put them together. Oh, I'm so glad they got these wraps so they're not going to tangle. But this had hearts on it, and I thought, what a sweet wind chime. It's brand new, you guys. It's still got the tag from the store. For $1.89. It's a little bit tangled. Sometimes if you just let it go, it'll undo. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. So it's got hearts on it and then a big pineapple on the top. It's got a pretty sound to it. All right, I'm going to set it aside. Hang on just a second. I'll hang that on the porch where it can still get blown in the wind, but not whipped and get wet because the string on it's not the normal nylon. It looks like it's regular thread. I don't know if that shows the original price somebody would have paid for it on it somewhere. But it's a haze designed by nature Victorian wind chime. But for $1.89, I snatched that up. All right. Then I got 2 skeins of this, and it only had the one label. It's Peru. I love the little kitty cat on the label. It's made in Italy. 60% acrylic, 25% wool, and 15% alpaca. So it's so soft. I told Scott I would try to make him a hat with it. We'll see if I do. This was 89 cents, and the reason I got it, not that I need more washi tape, it's got owls on it. This looks like a Martha Stewart tape. Give me just a second, and I'll get it out, maybe. There we go. Little owls. So cute. Feels more like the dollar store, though, so who knows. I'll put this yarn back. And then this was $1.89, and I thought how fun this could be to just put some watercolor out, let it dry, and then just stamp these flowers out, and then I could just cut them out, and they'd be twinchies. I'm pretty sure that's a 2-inch square. Let's see. Yep, 2 inches, 2 by 2. So those were like instant twinchies. Do watercolor, stamp them out. And it's never been used. That says $1.89. Yeah, $1.89. So cool beans. All right, so those were my hauls. Now, I got my page. This will be the top of the page. All right, so who all is going to do a pick 10? The sun eats the threads. Do you have anywhere that's in the shade, Holly, that you could just have them to make sound? My sister-in-law has some that have the great big, like 30 or 36-inch long tubes out on her back deck. I just adore wind chimes. We get settled. I'm going to put them up in the trees and everything, so when people are walking along, they'll hear them. Hi, Journey. I'm scrolling back up to see who all's come in. All right, I think. Oh, hi, Shelly Carlson. Welcome. All right, I think I've caught up with everybody. You do in some spots. Holly says she's going to do pick 10. All right, the very first thing I want to do is I'm going to use these papers. I cleaned my desk off, and these were laying there, and I said, well, that's going to be the first prompt. So add book pages, and I'm just actually adding the cast off from book pages where I tore the bits off, and I'm just going to put that down with some Mod Podge. The reason I have this taped is because that's how I've done all the other pages in my Pick 10 journal is I taped around. And just a tip, if you want to do, and it's not even straight, it's just to give me a white border around. If you want to do this, I've got a plastic cutting mat from the Dollar Tree. You get 2 of them for the $1. And when you put your tape down, don't just pull it off the roll and put it down. Put it on your skin to remove some of the sticky, because if you don't, by the time you're done working the page and sealing it and all that kind of stuff, when you go to pull your tape off, if you've left full amount of sticky on the tape, it'll rip the paper and you'll have tears. So that's why I have, that's just a tip. I got my Mod Podge here and I'm just going to stick these down. Ew. I didn't get me a piece. I'll put it on Post-it notes. So when we're done, I can add them. So prompt 1 is add book pages. Book pages. All right. Is Irene here? Hi, Gigi. We're doing a pick 10 on a journal page today. And I was going to tell you guys, I brought the list of everything we have left to do at the house. This is my list I'm using to check off. And there's the back. And when we complete something, I check a box. So the last thing to do in my old hobby room is to replace those 2 windows. And that we'll have that room done. We'll have to paint around the windows where we replaced the trim, but we still have work to do. And I brought this home so I can type it up and then copy and paste into Scott's family's Facebook page, because they're always asking us, you know, what do you have left to do? What can we help with? And it's like, I'm going to just post the list and a schedule of when we'll be down there and see if anybody actually shows up. I have my doubts, but you just never know. You know, everybody will come gung-ho, oh, I'll come help, you know, and they are all like that. But when you say, well, we could use help this weekend or that weekend, such and such, oh, I'm not available then. It's like, well, that's why Scott and I don't ask for help, you guys. You know, when you're let down so many times, you just say, expect that you'll be doing it all yourself anyway. So. Yeah, we still have quite a bit to do. And we got to tear down that other little shed. I'm thinking the next time we go down, I'm going to get Scott to just leave me down, because he'll be down the following Saturday to vote. And he'll just come down. I'll stay down and work that week on the house and yard. And then when he comes down, we'll just vote and then get out of there and go do something fun. We might go to the old mill antique mall again. That's always a fun thing to do. So I'm probably getting way too much Mod Podge on here. Oh, that says Lucky on it. I was just watching the portrait artist of the year thing. I've been watching it. And Samantha, I have yet to see where I can watch that last episode of the Sewing Bee, because I keep getting not legal in your country. Is that what you keep getting? So I saw who won it, but I want to see the whole show. I saw who won it on one of those, you know, where they give away all of the info. What do they call that? I can't remember. I'm having a problem with my brain today. I can't remember the simplest things. Scott and I went to World Market and got our free coffee, because, you know, after you buy 6 bags, you get a free smaller bag of coffee, but you have to go in store to get it. So we had to go to the mall side of town. I hate going over there. But he went with me, and we got that, and then we stopped by Chick-fil-A and got a nice lunch. And then he had to go straight to work. And that's how our day has been so far. All right, wrong pot. Almost put it in my paint jar instead of the glue jar. All right, so now for the rest of these prompts, if you all will call them out, somebody call out another prompt and we'll do whatever somebody calls. The only thing I will not do is add stickers. So don't put add stickers. I don't like to use stickers. So I'm going to leave the next prompt up to you guys. Hi, Christine G. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Hugs and purrs to all. Tippy's sleeping in his chair right now. Exactly, Holly. When they need help, man, you better be there. Oh, bye, Gail. Add paint with sponge. Any color? All right, we'll do add paint with sponge and use orange. So orange is my least favorite color, Sherry. So for you, I'm going to sponge orange paint on here. But it's going to be more of a organic orange, not no bright orange. But first thing I've got to do is dry this a little because I went heavy on the Mod Podge. Sponge with orange. My page is bubbling. That tells you how much of this I got on there. It's lifting right there. Oh, texture. That's what that is. Texture. Orange, huh? That might be dry enough. Oh. I twisted wrong when I was getting out of bed this morning, and this knee has been kind of achy. I took some Tylenol, so it's not as bad as it was, but then Howie tried to trip me in the kitchen. So I just feel like I can't win today. This is kind of orange. I'm going to use terracotta. It's close to an orange. I'm using terracotta. I'm probably bouncing you guys. I was watching some of Mary's live from this morning. I didn't get to watch all of it because when he's on second, it cuts into our time. You know, when you get up in the morning and you go to work and then you come home at like 3 or 4, 5 o'clock, you still have until like 11 to do stuff. But when you work second shift, you don't have that time after work when anything is open. You're still wide awake when you get home from work, so you end up not going to bed until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And then if you want to have any time in the morning, you have to do without sleep, when stores are open and stuff. And it really limits your time. And people don't think about that when they call us at like 8 o'clock in the morning, or, and they're like, oh, you were still asleep? Like, like we shouldn't be asleep at 8 o'clock in the morning. All the stores will be open in an hour. You should be awake. And it's like, but we didn't go to bed until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to give it a dry. And then somebody else calls something out for prompt 3. What are we going to do next? Prompt 3. Janet's waiting. Is anybody going to call out a prompt for prompt 3? No, they don't. They don't, Barb. Bubble wrap. Stencil with white. Okay, Brittany said stencil with white before bubble wrap. So let's stencil with white, and then number 4, we'll do bubble wrap. So the next one will be stencil with white. And then do bubble wrap. So let's see. What do I want to stencil on here? What do I want to stencil? Let's just open my binder up, and the first stencil I come to is not in its pocket. So we'll use the one across from it, which is another of the doily pack that I got. Oops. The beauty of doing this with the cutting mat, with the paper attached to the cutting mat, is I have some place to put my paint. Do I have that the right side up? No. There we go. Did you know there's a right and a wrong side up on stencils? There is. They actually cup. So if you have it the wrong side up, that's when a bunch of paint will get behind it. I just learned that. I did not realize that. I've been thinking about calling somebody to come and cut the chestnut tree down in the backyard. It's dying, and I don't want it to just fall on Bernadette when we're down there one day, or on the neighbor's fence or anything. If I call somebody and have it cut down, there'll be less damage. And there's a little girl, 6 years old, missing down in the neighborhood next to where our house is. No word if they found her yet or not. And her mama was just inside and she was out in the yard playing. And her mama went and she was gone. I'm wondering, what'll pan out, if it'll turn out, that somebody in the family had something to do with it. Sometimes that happens. I hope they find her, though. It's a shame our children can't play, on their own like we did as kids. You just can't let them do that anymore. It's not safe. See, I had some water in this sponge and it's kind of wicking out, but I'm going to leave it and we'll see how it turns out. Oh, Giovanna's here. Hey! I missed her. Where is she? There she is. They have not found her yet. Oh, bummer. Greg, my son, said that this weekend, if they still haven't found her, he's going to go walking in the woods not far from the house and see, if he can find her or anything. It upset him really bad. He said, she should be able to play outside. People used to call me a helicopter mom because I was always right there. But, it only takes some creep a split second to take your kid. So I didn't care if they called me a helicopter mom or not. Oh, I should have grabbed the bubble wrap while I was up. Oh, I need a color to use with the bubble wrap. What colors are people using with their bubble wrap? Exactly, Janet. You worry all the time, no matter how old they get. Greg's 33. I still worry about him. Want to make sure he has something to eat. That kind of stuff. And worry about him when he travels, because he travels alone. And use blue. That's what I was thinking. What about turquoise? Turquoise with the bubble wrap. That's a bluish. Bluish. Bernadette, eat, honey. Eat your dinner. Bubble wrap. I need bubble wrap. Oh, I didn't put it back. I wonder what I did with it. Is it still on the floor over here? Where we did? I bet it is. I bet it's right there. I'm going to use this color. And I've got another sponge. Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. We're doing a pick 10. We're on 4. Had to stop and think, what are we on? Uh-oh. Stuck it in the paint. That's good enough. Let's see, what shall we do with this here? Got my wipe off paper here. Well, I hope they find her and that she's okay, just safe. But it's been so long now, I'm I think back to the, 80s or 90s when that little gal got taken down there in Colombia, and they found her, and then another little girl was taken. That was, I think the guy that killed them, his name was Larry Gene Bell. I still remember that. That was scary. That was before I even had a child. So that was in the 80s. All right. All right. I've done bubble wrap. Sharon Marlowe. Wonder where Sharon Lombard is. Is she here? Well, I see Sherry had said blue, so I used turquoise, and then I'm scrolling down and I see Kathy says purple, and Barb says copper. So what's something we can do with blue? We'll do blue, but we need a technique, and then that'll be number 5, and then 6 will be copper, but I need a technique for that. So what do we want to do to add the blue? Did I miss anything? Yes, Sharon needs to rest. She's on all the time. Okay, Mina says lines. So we're going to add blue lines. And then what are we going to do with the copper for 6? Okay, we're going to make lines with blue. Will be 5. And then we'll do something with copper dots. So we'll add copper dots. So add blue lines, and then for 6 we'll do copper dots. So let me go grab a card, some blue, and some copper, and something to make dots with. Copper, copper, copper. Copper, copper, copper. Warren Penny. Close enough to copper. And then blue. Blue. And I think I've already got the paintbrush I like to use over here. Yeah, I do. All right, so blue lines and then copper dots. Whoops. All right, let's get my wipe off paper back. Then I just need a little puddle of copper. That's a pretty blue. It's Deco Art Americana True Blue. It's True Blue. This is Lisa's favorite color, copper. And I just like to make little dots with the back of my paintbrush. Did I stick my finger in it? I did. Right in the blue. We took Bernadette with us to go get the free coffee. Sometimes I don't think it's worth it to have to go to the mall side of town to get anything for free. I like to shop thrift stores. I don't care for the mall. You know, when you were a teenager, the mall was like, great fun. And now it's like, ugh, no thanks. Crowds, traffic, noise. No, thank you. I've never had a page bubble as bad as this. That tells me I just used way too much Mod Podge. I'm just adding dots. Scott likes that Chick-fil-A's kale superfood salad. I think they call it a kale crunch salad. I'll have to see if I can find the hack recipe. You know, anything you can get where you eat out, somebody's come up and hacked the recipe and shared it online. So I need to go find it because he says he really likes it, which means it probably has way too much sugar in it. All right, let's see. Get my globby paper back here. And I'm just going to scrape this off onto that. Maybe do some more dendritic printing where you pick it and it looks like veins. That's going to be a fun piece to chop up and use on something. I don't know what. All right, we're at prompt 6. Oh, Barb had to go. Bye, Barb. Oh, all right. Take care. It's going in my Pick 10 journal, Lisa, the one that I did with you. This one here. I'm trying to do a Pick 10 at least once a month because I'd like to have this like filled, you know, so that it stays the right width, open, the same depth all the way. I've got a ways to go, so. Barb's got to go check on her critters that are outside at minus 30 something degrees. Oh, sorry, Lisa. Yes, it's a page. I'm going to pull the tape off and have a white border around when we're done. Okay, number 7. Somebody call out something and we'll do it. All this rain has been really hard on my joints. It's just been staying so wet, and we're supposed to be getting even more rain coming. Anybody got a prompt? Scribble with a permanent marker. Scribble. I'm going to have to dry this before I can do that. With permanent marker. I've got my Sharpie, but like I said, I need to make sure this is dry. I'll do that. All right, so 7 will be scribble with a permanent marker. 8 will be spray. 9 will be black circles. All right. So that will get us all the way to the end, and then we'll figure out something when we get there after we do these 3. But like I said, this has got to be dried a lot. All right, let's see if I pick up a copper dot on my finger. I think I'm actually putting fingerprints on them. All right, scribble with black. Holly would like an alternate for the spray option. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, Lisa. Number 10 would be like add a focal image and a border. So scribble. Scribbly dibbly dibbly. Uh-oh, went through wet paint. There goes that marker. All right, then the next one was spray and then black circles. So if anybody wants an alternate for any of those 3 prompts, see what some people say for you. Oops. Razzle dazzle. Stop. I'm going to use one of my curlers for the black circles, and I'm going to use this Glamour Dust black. It's black glitter paint. Oh, a white spray. That would be cool. All right, ready? Here we go. Oh, I didn't cover my computer. I would say this nozzle needs to be cleaned. really bad. It's putting out spews. I'll just get my paper and pick some of that back up. I put spray on it. It's not doing too good. We'll pick some of it back up with this, because this piece of paper needs more pink. Now I'll dry it some, see if I can't. I need to stop some more of that up. Let's see if we've got something that'll take. This is another cleanup page that doesn't have any pink. Sharon Marlowe says, do splatters, Hollywood. And Sherry, you could do white splatters with yours if you wanting a white spray. I had a white spray, but it was just like a shimmer mist, so it just added shimmers on it. I didn't pick up very much of that. After I sign off today, I'm going to pull everything out of that closet, and I'm going to pack some stuff up and take it over to the storage unit maybe in the morning, because by the time I get it packed up, I think it's going to be raining. It's getting darker and darker by the minute. But I want to get down to where I just have stuff here that I want to actively work on, because I can always run over to the storage unit and get stuff and just kind of thin stuff out. This is bad, you guys. Listen to this. That storage unit we got for household stuff is about 1/3 of stuff for Becky's craft room. So I would say I have enough. I should stop buying stuff. But when I find stuff on good deals, it's hard to pass it up. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add my black circles now. I don't know if this is going to work for that or not. Let's see if I can get some black circles made with this curler. And there's only one way to find out, right? Is do it. Just do it. It makes more puddles than it does circles. I was really hoping they'd found that little girl by now. I know her mama's got to be scared to death. I think I'd like a different size circle. Let's clean this off on here. Let's see, what else do I have that I can do? A circle. Oh, let's do the top of a marker, because that would give me some different circles. Oh. That's kind of cool. It gives me a dot in the middle of the circle. I have to pick some up and move it over here to the side and work some of it back off. I'll look at chat here in just a second. All right, good enough. I guess I need to wipe that on something else now. All right, give me that piece of paper. And we'll scrape this black over onto here. You can tell there's a lot of crispiness on that. All right. So number 10 will be add a focal image, quote, or whatever you want at the end. Let's just say wild card, and then you guys can do whatever you want for your number 10. I'm going to add a border before I pull my tape up. And then I've got that quote. I had an extra copies of it that I had used on my postcards. And I'm just going to put one on this page that says, people are weird. When we find someone with weirdness that is compatible with ours, we team up and call it love. And I'm going to stick it right on the page. Oh. I do too, Brittany. You end up with some fun stamped out things if you just grab, random household stuff. That glitter paint, if you get it too hot, it bubbles really fast. But I kind of like when paint bubbles. It makes creepy looking shapes. We'll just do that on purpose. You can see how it bubbles up. Just don't want to set the page on fire. That wouldn't be good at all. Some of my paper lifted too, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off so you guys can see what it looks like. And sometimes after I've pulled the tape off, I'll like take my marker in and maybe go around some of the bubble wrap circles too. And add a little bit more to my pages. I don't necessarily stop here. Like on that green page, I didn't stop where we stopped. So you don't have to stop just because we've reached the last prompt. You can add more to your page. And I'm not keeping this tape because it's not really all that pretty. I don't see how any mother could fully recover from the loss of a child. I just don't see it. My grandmother didn't. when my Uncle Paul took his life. Ta-da! See, doesn't it look cool when you leave a white border around the page? See, now I can set that aside. You guys can really see it. And see, this could be fun if you, if this was totally dry, I could take it in and scan it and keep just this and use it for like a card background or, you know, anything really. What is it? Oh, I can't remember her name now, but she calls these something. Master boards. Nina Ribena. This is a master board, according to Nina Ribena. And you could take and make copies of this, and she takes and she goes to a copier and has them blown up and stuff. I looked at the cost of that, and I can't afford to do that. So I'll just make more master boards and just keep using them straight from whenever. Yes, orange can be pretty, Sherry. So I've got, let's see if I can ruin another Sharpie. Let's see. If you just go in and maybe go around your bubble dots, your bubble wrap dots here and there. And you don't even have to go around all of them, just a few of them. And if you wanted to, before you take your tape off, you can also, while your tape is still on there, just go around with a marker. So most of the marker is on the tape and just a little bit hits the paper. And then when you pull your tape off, you end up with this narrow little line of black around the outside, and it just makes things pop. 7 was scribble with a permanent marker. Mina said that one. Maybe do 3 little dots right here. And even just partial circles around. Make it look like it's hiding underneath something else. I told Scott I've been sneezing this morning and I got a slight headache. And I said, I've been to the doctor's office. I've probably caught some stupid cold from somebody waiting in the waiting room, not covering their face when they cough. I just think that's so rude. Don't spread it to everybody just because you don't feel good. I always put my face into my elbow because they say that's the best thing to do. Don't cough in your hand because then the germs are on your hand. Cough into your elbow and then it's on your clothes and you can throw it in the wash. They've been working on that house up the street today and they've had the music playing really loud. The guys must be in the mood to listen to music today. So I could listen to the music just by opening the front door. But boy, it was warm when we left to go to World Market. And by the time we got out of World Market and heading back here, it was cold and neither one of us had taken a jacket or anything with us. All right, so now let's see. I'm going to stick my sticker on here if I can get the back off. Oh, hi, Therese Duffney. She was out shoveling snow. So you go to Staples and just print them yourself then? Where should I put it? It almost feels like it needs to have something with it. Like I don't know, what should I do? Maybe there. Looks all right there. We'll put it right there. It's stuck down now. And I do roll clear coat on these, but I want that glitter glue to be totally dry. Something I used on that last one, it kind of bled out onto my border a little bit. I don't know what I used, but there we go. There's our pick 10. Ta-da! Hi, Sharon Lombard. Where did you go? What did you get? Yeah, I just saw her. I used some of those little spa booties. I think they used to call them, what did they used to call them? You put the booties on and then all of the calluses and stuff kind of peels away. It's kind of gross, but it makes your feet feel very nice. Pretty feet. Thanks, Janet, for saying it's pretty. I think that was the name of the booties long ago. I get them from Amazon now. Oh, okay, Kathy. Thanks for coming by. Thanks, Kathy. And see, now I might come back with my Sharpie and just add a black line along my edge if I can get my Sharpie to start flowing. If you go slow and don't try to rush, you can do a straight line pretty good, especially when you got something you just going along. When I try to go too fast is when I mess up. My crazy eyeballs go off crazy here. Let's see. You could always use a thicker marker if you wanted to, but I just like this. Scott got me a whole box of these Sharpies in my stocking for Christmas. He's being sneaky. He says he has something planned for Friday. I wonder what he's got planned. Sneaky Scott. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but on that one, when I put the curler down, it created a bubble and then it popped. So the glitter is in the middle. Can you guys see how that looks black in the middle too? Isn't that cool? Thanks, Sharon. We just did a pick 10 today. And it's just now 4:10, so man, we did that quick. I wanted to stop at Michael's on the way back, but I didn't realize Scott needed to go in by 2:30 because he had a meeting today. So we were trying to rush to get back. Going over by the mall at lunchtime is like the hugest mistake ever. And it was noon when we left the house. So we had to be back here by 2 and grab lunch on the fly. It was something else. Trying to get back here. All right, there. I'll leave it alone now. Just groceries. I went grocery shopping on Monday because I thought there won't be anybody in here. And you know what? There wasn't. I had that grocery store just about to myself. I was able to get in there, get the things I needed, and come back home. So I shared what I got thrifting and at Hobby Lobby. I didn't find those inks that Dee Dee and Janet were showing. I didn't see those marked down at mine, Hobby Lobby. So I don't know if they just didn't get around to those markdowns yet or what. All right, I'm not going to keep you guys. I'm trying to keep these at about an hour. If somebody wanted to play along and not go too long and have it to just be a project. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we will continue our envelope journal. Okay. And remember, you need your paper pad or whatever you're going to decorate your pages with and some chipboard. Okay. Take care. Thank you all for coming. And I will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.